वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ। वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ। निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा।
Good afternoon, everyone. I warmly welcome you all today for today's virtual webinar hosted by Sadgun Singh on the occasion of International Women's Day. I, Akanksha Umaye, your host for this session, I am delighted to have you all here as we celebrate and honor the incredible contribution of our women. Women are the backbone of society, excelling in every field, be it science, business, education, politics, arts, or sports. Yet, despite their incredible contribution, women have faced and continue to face numerous challenges: inequality, discrimination, and biasness. Today is not just a day of celebration, but also a reminder of the work that still needs to be done to achieve true gender equality. Let's make this session inspiring and engaging. About Sadhguru, conceived and led by Dr. Sundar Kataria, driven with a mission to elevate the quality, safety, and environmental awareness levels of industry. Sadhguru is a series of educative, informative events aiming to illuminate professionals on possible solutions to current issues of industry and economy. The ability to invent new devices, techniques, and ideas is one of the most basic characteristics of mankind. Keeping in view the sustainability and longevity of our planet, Sadhguru aims to ignite the flame of ideation, innovation, and progression in its patron. We have completed 221 webinars. About Sundar Jasaram Kataria Foundation. Established in 2003, SJKF is an independent NGO that extends aid and assistance to the needy. The foundation works with the communities to augment income, improve child nutrition, care for the earth, and diminish hunger and poverty. We have undertaken BMC schools in Mumbai for their upgradation and also started Sanidanam, a home away from home for people with physical disability and senior citizens. About Sanidanam. Sanidanam is a residential center for both the elderly and people with disability. It is situated at Palghar, Maharashtra. Set in serene surroundings, it brings together a unique group: the elderly, the person with disability, one who have love to give, and another who needs it. Now, let me introduce to our CMD, Dr. Sundar Kataria. His designation and organization. Dr. Sundar Kataria is the chairman and managing director at International Certification Services Private Limited. He has done mechanical engineering from AMIE, and he also possesses honorary doctorate degree at business management. His area of specialization is nuclear, construction of India's first nuclear power plant, RAPP, oil and gas, onshore and offshore, upstream and downstream, and submarine pipeline systems, corrosion technology, cathodic protection system, underwater inspection, and NDT. certification of management systems, tutor and facilitator, trainings and qualification in management and technology. He has achieved several lifetime achievement awards, such as from NACE Corpon, and he has also received several national and international awards. We welcome you, sir. Now we would request Dr. Sundar Kataria to give the welcome speech. Over to you, sir.
Dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, very good afternoon. Warm greetings on this auspicious occasion of International Women's Day 2025. On behalf of International Certificate Services and its group companies, Sanidhanam and ST Kataria Foundation, as well as Suryansh, we extend our heartfelt welcome to all of you. Thanks for joining us in celebrating this significant day on our virtual platform. Women plays a crucial role in shaping the successful families, societies, institutions, and at large our nation. Their effortlessly juggle multiple roles throughout their life as daughters, sisters, wives, mothers, grandmothers, and more, building meaningful and enduring relationships with love and care, often making sacrifice without seeking anything in return. Today, women are highly educated, excel in diverse fields, ranging from the home management to education, healthcare, governance, finance, defense, as well as aviation. Over the past decades, India has witnessed a growing number of women in the workforce and successful women entrepreneurs. In Sanatan Dharma, women have always been accorded equal rights and opportunity. Their presence enriches every religious ritual, underscoring their indispensable role in the society. On this occasion, let's honor and pay respect and homage to our countless women whose invaluable contribution have played a pivotal role in our nation progress. India's boost to a rich history adorned with a remarkable woman who's fearless freedom fighter, and they are also pioneer in the politicians, trailblazer, who shatters a stereotype in their respective field. Names: Razia Sultana, Savitribai Phule, Sarojini Naidu, Ahilyabai Holkar, Rani Lakshmibai of Jhansi, Pandita Ramabai, Rani of Kotur, Rani Abaka, Madam Bikaji Kama, Annie Besant, and Mirabai of the Mewar, who have inspired the generations. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed speakers and the panelists for enriching online conference with their insight and experience and expertise. Let's turn our floor over to them as they make the occasion very special and truly special and memorable with their thought and reflections. I wish this conference open. Thank you very much and all the best.
Thank you, sir. Now, introducing Mr. Sundar Kataria, Country Manager of ICO. We welcome you, sir. Mr. Sumit Kataria is a Country Manager at International Certification Services Private Limited. His academic qualification is he has done BE Mechanical, DSM Diploma in Financial Management, Advanced Diploma in Industrial Safety. His area of specialization is onshore and offshore fabrication, three-plate constructions, PFB, signage, construction of retail outlets, LPG bottling plants, and POA depots, certification and inspection services, cathodic protection services. We welcome you, sir. Now requesting Dr. Sundar Kataria, Ms. Smita Venkatesh, and Mr. Sumit Kataria to virtually inaugurate today's session, followed by Saraswati Vandana.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
कुन्देन्दु तुषारहारधवला या शुभ्र वस्त्रावृता या वीणा वरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेत पद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युत शङ्कर प्रभृतिभिर्देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेष जाड्यापहा
Becomes a goal when action is taken towards its achievement. Very well said by Dr. Bo Bennett. Now we would like to introduce our chief guest, Ms. Smita Venkatesh. Her designation and organization: she is a management consultant, auditor, and trainer. She has pursued her master's in business law and BE from in electronics. Her experience is in Porsche consultant and IC external member. She is a life member in Quality Circle Forum of India, resource person and trustee, Institute of Media Studies and Researcher in Bangalore. She is a member in International Ethics Committee for Clinical Reference. We welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So, okay. I firstly would like to thank ICS. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Sorry, I forgot my earphones. So I'm asking, I'm sitting in in the hotel where we just now completed the morning, one event on Women's Day. And let me thank you all for giving me this opportunity. And whenever something is asked or been, given an opportunity from ICS, I don't think I have no in my dictionary. So when Viber called, I said, I don't know, maybe I'll be on the road, but still I said, yes, I'll take it and I will share, because this is a platform which has, I think yes, as a professional, I have grown on this platform, that is ICS, which has provided me to nurture what I have. So today, on this eve, yes, I was asked to speak something. So I would just like to speak on my own experiences and what it is, what we see today. And going by the topic that is uh, the topic or the theme for this year's Women's Day is accelerate action. That means I think we have been talking a lot. We have been doing a lot of things also. It is not only that, not only talking. The organizations and the countries globally have come out with a lot of initiatives, and these initiatives have been implemented in countries. But I think yesterday I was listening to the United Nations Women's Commission chairman speaking. She said that whatever you do, whatever is, means however you're going to speed up the action towards the upliftment or bringing the women, the girls to that equal forum with the men, it is going to take you 137 years. Oh, that's quite a long way, isn't it? That is why I think the theme also is termed as accelerate action. That means we are doing, but we need to speed it up a little bit. Otherwise, I think it will not be so easy, isn't it? So I was just in my own field when I am, we of course, come 8th March, we all speak a lot about women. We talk, we give them, we dedicate the day. And in the morning function, the welcome address, the gentleman was saying that my day starts with a woman and it ends with a woman only at home. They rule it, right? Yeah, of course. But there is something there which goes beyond it. And this reminds me of Virginia Woolf's very famous quote. Rather, it is half a quote, but it hits. She says that woman needs a room of her own, right? She needs a room of her own. It is not only the physical space we are talking about, rather, it is the mental space also to make decisions. As an individual, we need space, isn't it? So why is it so much of a requirement today in this scenario is, I was just going through the India Skills Report. This is something I do every year. Beginning of the year, when India Skills Reports is released, it's a curiosity, something in me which keeps telling me that, oh, let's see what's the statistics. But when I opened it yesterday, as a preparation to this talk today, I was shocked because the tables have been reversed yet again. In spite of we talking so much and doing so much for women, for girls, the statistics very clearly says 53.46 males to 47.53 females. That is the employability ratio in the country. What is employability? That means a person is fit for employment. This was the reverse in 2023. In 2024, it became equal. Men and women became equal. And in 2023, when I saw this, I was elated. I said that, yeah, we are heading somewhere, something good is going to happen. But when I saw this yesterday, it was a shock. Why is this a sudden kind of a drop here? The tables are reversed, right? No, it is not that we should feel bad. Always in the economy or for the planet, the 50-50 ratio is the most healthiest ratio in whatever we do, right? So why has it it has reversed? This table has been reversed is something which we all have to think about, and maybe that is why this acceleration is given. And one more thing I wanted to highlight here was that the India Skills Report for the first time has taken global perspective of employability. Global perspective, right? That means the era of AI has started. So now, how is this era of AI going to affect us? We all women, girls out there have to have to think on that, and we will have to accelerate our own strategy towards it. Why? Because again, there is another statistics, because data speaks, right? We also believe in it. Whatever we say, like in engineering, the first class, my professor said, there is nothing small, nothing big, nothing, you cannot say big or small. Now, everything you will have to numerize it. That is, means give a number to it. Then only you will be understood. So that was a first class in the engineering. So coming to that, when we talk about data, data is also very powerful. It talks stories. It tells us stories about it. It says that we have around 47% of highly educated women, okay, in the domestic care. Highly, that is somebody who has completed their higher studies, that is post-graduation and above. 47% of women, Indian women, are in domestic or community cares. That means they are in the domestic roles. They are not in the employment market, right? This is another statistics. So I'm just sharing the statistics so that it paves way for the further discussion in this today, right? In this discussion today, so that we start thinking on it. Where should we accelerate it? Why is it so? We know, I come from that generation where our parents were very aspirant. They gave us the best of the educations, higher educations also. And that was it. And they got us also married immediately after it. So now the choice of getting into employment or, staying as in the domestic role was left to us. But what happened was, there was always this small, wish from that end telling that you studied so much, you did so well. Why are you, try to make some time. So that is the generation me. So we have been trying to balance the professional life and the domestic life, the role. That is a genderization of the role. I think this is where we all have to think about. I saw a wonderful ad yesterday. The ad was run by this the Pregna News, or that after pill, morning after pill, this company. They tried a social experiment in a 5-star hotel. They had 2 valet drivers, okay, for valet parking. One was a girl, one was a lady, and one was a man. And it so happened that every customer who gave their cars for valet parking chose the man. One day, she did not get the complete day. She did not get a single customer who entrusted their car's keys for her to park. Second day, they changed the model. Instead of the young man, the girl was the same. They bought in an old man, a hunchback old man. Still, the day went empty for the girl. All the customers preferring this man. Then they changed the uniformed valet, uniformed person to a very ordinary looking person, somebody who is not sophisticated. They made a man dress very unsophisticatedly and made him stand beside the girl. And it was a dry day for her. And of the 4 to 5 days of experiment, she ended up getting 3 customers. So that is the mindset we are seeing. This mindset is not intentional. It is not at all, kind of a thought about. Rather, it is a habit. It is the way we perceive things, or rather we have seen it from all these years, from our childhood. So there is nothing wrong. The customer did not have anything. Even the women customer entrusted their keys to the male valet driver. So that is the story we are talking about here. And that is where I think we have to accelerate action to change the mindset, right? I remember Mother Teresa's quote. If you want to change the world, she says, Go back home and love your family. I think we all should start doing that. Somewhere we also, like unconsciously, we have carried the baton from our previous generations, and we have juggled, multitasked. We are such superwomen, right? And we have been taught to revel in being called the superwomen, supergirls, who can take care of the house, the children, the elderly, and the profession also. Getting, a lot of shabashis from the workplace also. So I think somewhere we need to change it. We should start delegating. That is when we will be able to make our next generation or this world a better place, a more sensible place, is what I feel. Because I also feel that an economy cannot be satisfied with only the highly earning or productive men. Because women come with their own set of characters, personalities, and they bring in their own perspective. The 50% of the perspective have to be captured only from them, right? So we need to do that. So I think we should not pass on the baton. Rather, we can change the whole thinking process and slightly divert the direction of the river, right? So that we can cultivate and we can also grow this nation into a fantastic nation. So this is and we cannot say that women have been relegated only to that area, because that area of the domestic, we also have seen that in the workforce arena, they are there. They are there and they are the backbone of this. When we take up the household enterprises, the cottage industries, even small scale industries, right, which is owned by the families, we see that women have been the equal contributor. But there is one small thing here. Whatever women does is not documented. Sundar sir was giving the big list of women out there, right? Great warriors, great women of their times, who really did something very, very fascinating and unthinkable. But how many of us, in the list he listed, how many names you would have heard? One or two, maybe three, maybe four, but not all of them. Why? Because women's stories are not documented. This is not the India story. This is the world story, right? As an occupational health and safety auditor, there was a curious thing about, understanding the hazards, job hazards. So I was very interested in trying to find out what the workplace hazards have an impact on women workers. Okay, women workers, because physiologically we both are different. We have to understand that. So when I just browsed to find out, has there been any research or anything? Actually, it was very sad to say that there were not research done on women at all. And in one place, one of the researchers has quoted that it was too difficult to find out get data about women workers at the workplace. And when I asked the same question in one of the places, the HR gave me this answer. We cannot ask questions, ma'am. Women ask for leave, sick leave. We just have to approve it. How can I ask that why was the leave taken? And another thing is, most of them, 99% of them do not go to the identified, the health they would have given, the company would have given. They go to somebody unknown. That means nobody knows. They don't want to talk about it, right? They are shy about it. So when this is the case, then we do not have much of a data regarding women. So that is the place where we will have to find the data. We have to change the story, then we need evidence, right? So these are some of my inputs. And as an organization, yes, we all have to support Because I have seen when I go to the universities or the colleges, I see the classroom nearly filled, dominating girls out there. But when I come to the same shop floor, I hardly see anybody. You just can open a newspaper of today's and check out the functions. The first 2 pages will capture the cities, a lot of, programs which would have happened, public functions. You will see just one woman amongst 10 to 15 men out there. This is the presence we all have. Somebody was joking. They said one woman is equal to 10 men. That is, I think, a very light way of just pushing the issue under the carpet, right? So we all have to bring in, we all women have to dream. That is why I called, when Vaibhav asked me for the title, I said, dream to action. Just don't leave your dreams on the desks of your colleges and hide it in the degree certificates and the gold medals you have earned. Wear it, show it, and let's celebrate. Happy Women's Day to all of us. Thank you.
Happy Women's Day, ma'am. To you too. Thank you so much. I sincerely appreciate your words and thoughts on the topic Dream to Action. Accelerate action, break every limit, go get it, woman. Your power is infinite. Let me introduce you to our first speaker, Dr. Raina Khatri Tandon. We welcome you, ma'am. Her designation and organization. She is a CEO at Right to Rise, first ISO accelerated organization into women and child rights certification trainings, compilation, and audits. She has pursued her PhD at AI and Chip Design, Human Psychology and Child Rights. Her experience is Vyapar Jagat Business Resilient Leader of Year 2023, President of Women Economic Forum for 7 years, President of Linked in Local Women India, POSCO Specialist and Human Rights Expert from Harvard EDX, World Women Summit 2020, Global Ambassador of Sustainable SDG 5 UN Goals for Gender Equality, Inclusiveness and UN Chartered Human Rights, UN REX Karmavir Award Awardee 2019. We welcome you, ma'am. Now, we would request Dr. Raina Khatri Tandon to talk on the topic of accelerating action. Go get it, woman.
Thank you
Over
so
to you,
much.
ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Akansha. And thank you, the whole team of ICS and everybody who's out here. I hope you're able to see me and view me. But a big, big warm welcome and happy Women's Day.
Happy
I
Women's
think
Day
I can
to you
see
too,
so
ma'am.
many people, about 100 of you here, but I don't see even one of you on camera. Come on, let's first empower ourselves, because empowerment comes from us, doesn't come from anybody else. So first, let's come on camera and
Requesting,
see how many empowered people are there. Sorry, Akansha,
please requesting everyone to turn on their cameras, please.
No, you don't have to request anybody. Stop requesting, stop pleading, stop asking, stop seeking. Everybody is quite mature and empowered. People who feel that they are empowered, first they need to empower themselves. So get yourself on camera. Come on, switch on your camera. Put your lovely fingers. I have been sitting on sessions since 9 a.m. in the morning. I am rushing all the way from Mulund to Andheri to Kandavali. And I am there on the laptop at 2:30. I expect all of you to be on camera. Come on. If
Yes,
you want to hear me, you need to empower yourself. Thank you. Sangeeta ji, Mansi, Bijal, Vaibhav, Parmesh, Riddhi, Arun. Awesome. We have some really empowered people who feel empowered about themselves. Great. Manisha, Ankit, Arun, Vaibhav, where are you? Come on camera. I'm going to call out your names if you don't come on camera. Sushma ji, thank you. Bijal, thank you. अपने लवली कंटारिया सर और सुमित सर तो हमेशा हमारे लिए. थैंक यू सर. आप लोग नहीं होते तो हमारा क्या होता पता नहीं. ओके, गुड. So we have at least some people who are empowered. Empowered मतलब वो अंदर से बाहर से दोनों empowered है. Because if as leaders we can't empower ourselves, then forget about the world. Second, women empowerment is not a special day where we need to show that we are empowered. We just have to do things differently for the world to come together to feel empowered. So I will not wish only the women in the room. I will also wish the men in the room happy Women's Day. Happy special day, happy day where you feel very unique and feel very special. If nobody has given you a nice guldasta, go and buy yourself some flowers and please give it yourself. Give a big tap on your back and say you deserve a wonderful day where you spend whatever you feel like doing for yourself. And that is Women's Day, Men's Day, and every other day that we look at. Okay. By the way, we have a Men's Day also on November 19th or 14th, one of the dates. So you equally celebrate it as big as you celebrate women. Sorry, I need to take this.
Please, guys, turn on your cameras.
Keep your cameras on. Keep your cameras on. We have to juggle. As women, we are leaders. एक मैडम जो पहले आई थी, I forgot her name, her lovely name. इनसे पहले के स्पीकर का नाम
Miss
क्या था?
Venkatesh.
Nita
Smita
Venkatesh.
हाँ, स्मिता मैडम ने बोला women are empowered, so women can take care of everything that's happening around their setup. I'm trying to do the same. Okay, but I will not call myself superwoman because that superwoman tag is something I have stopped putting after 3-4 years when I started doing superwoman program. हम superwoman नहीं है, ठीक है? हम try करते हैं कि हम सब कुछ अच्छे से manage करें, but we are not people pleasers. So point number 1 on Women's Day, first give yourself a little tag that you are not superwoman. और कोई आपको superwoman बुलाता भी है तो उसको बोलिए मैं superwoman नहीं हूं, मैं human हूं. तो पहले human की tag दे दो. Let me be the person I want to be from this year onwards. And let me enjoy what I want to enjoy. Even I don't want to work on Women's Day, that's fine. You can just write a leave letter and tell your boss, today is Women's Day, I need leave. बहुत प्यार से उसको एक फ्लावर भी दे दो और बोलो कि आप मुझे मत दो, मैं आपको देती हूँ, लेकिन मुझे छुट्टी डिजर्व करनी है. ओके, एंड टेक सम रेस्ट, grab a nice cup of coffee and enjoy your day. That's all you need to do on Women's Day. No gifts from husbands and pin their pockets. That Women's Day है तो please मुझे gift दे दो. आपको gift चाहिए आप जाके ले लो. Okay? And a self-empowered woman is one who will go and get what she wants to get. And if you cannot get it, then try to become deserving to get it. Because accelerate action is about everything that you would like to do. Okay, this is very funny. The Zoom saw my hand up and started putting hands up. We'll lower it down. Okay, so empowered woman is one who doesn't seek others' approval, doesn't seek others' validation, knows when to say yes, knows when to say no, knows when to enjoy her life, and doesn't have her happiness in anybody else's hand. Okay, her happiness is in your own hand. And if you want something, then you need to go and get it. As simple as that. There's no jargons. There's no big rocket science in that. It's only about living your life the way you want to live it. So, and it is not any special day. Okay, I can enjoy Women's Day even tomorrow if I want to get a set of flowers. If I want gifts, I can buy it tomorrow. So why think so big about Women's Day? The only thing is we are celebrating it together. So maybe Akansha will not be free another day. I can celebrate Akansha, Mithila ji, who else are ladies? Manasi, Mithila, Sangeeta, Sushma, and a lot of other beautiful ladies. We come together and we celebrate the little time that we have together. And that is all about Women's Day. Okay, that's why we are here. Now, a little bit about UN. Let's talk about UN because they've kept this theme of accelerate action. So I have just created some PowerPoint slides because वैभव जी हमेशा मुझे बोलते हैं PPT किधर है मैम, PPT किधर है मैम. तो हम थोड़ा PPT भी दिखा देते हैं क्योंकि PPT दिखाना अच्छा लगता है ना. तो हम associate कर पाते. So let's see if we can get 1 or 2 slides for you where you get some food for takeaway. Okay, that's a little bit about me. I'm Dr. CHR is Certified Human Rights Advocate Rena Khatri Tandon. I specialize into women and child safety rights. We also work into DNI, ESG and everything to do with legal and human rights. Okay. This is Accelerate Action theme. I'm going to quickly skip it, not wanting you to read it because we'll come back to it soon. And I don't want you to read too much about myself. If you want to connect to me, then you connect to me directly through any means. Because if you want to reach somebody, you will go to any extent of getting details about that somebody. So you will not get my contact number and email. If you want to reach me, you will reach through Weber, you will reach to Sumit sir, you will reach to Kataria sir, you will reach to anybody who is opposed to and get the number. Okay, for whatever reason you want to reach me. What do you see on the screen? You can use the chat, you can unmute yourself and tell me what do you see on the screen. Yes. Anybody wanna see? Sangeeta, Bijal, I can see some people on the screen. Parmesh ji, Ankit sir, Mithila.
The tree is standing still even in the hard time. Like there is a thunder which is going on. नीचे से earthquake हो रहा है, फिर भी the tree is standing bold.
Okay. My God, Manasi, इतना बड़ा explanation. Good. सुबह से 3 लोगों को ये 3 सेशंस में ये पिक्चर दिखा चुकी हूँ मैं, लेकिन सब खाली एक वर्ड से खत्म करते हैं. गुड. आपने कुछ अलग बोला. I like it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Lightning struck on the tree. Thank you, Deepti. Somebody spoke. Out of 100 people, only 2. Nobody else sees anything on the screen. Come on, just say what you see. Don't even go to the depth of why is she asking? What am I to say? How am I judging myself? What do I see from this? Should I tell or not? Oh, I'm such a big speaker. I'm invited as a speaker. I should not be answering. You know, we have so many inhibitions, so many judgments about our own self. Yes, unmute, Sangeeta ji. Feel free.
Yeah,
drawing energy from the universe.
Wonderful. Awesome. A barren land. Sushma, superb. Drawing energy from the universe. Why is that I'm showing the picture? And why is it saying the winning edge? There has something to do with that. Why are we seeing this picture? What is it to do with Women's Day? हिंदी में बोलती हूँ, ये पिक्चर से वुमेन्स डे का क्या नाता जोता है? ये पिक्चर मैं आपको क्यों दिखा रही हूँ? इसका आपको क्या समझ में आ रहा है कि हम लोग ये वुमेन्स डे के थीम पे क्यों देख रहे हैं? अगर आपको इंग्लिश में समझ में नहीं आया होगा तो मैं हिंदी में का ट्रांसलेट करती हूँ, और कोई भाषा में चाहिए तो वो भी बता दीजिए, लेकिन जवाब दे दीजिए प्लीज.
in the adverse situation, in the adverse situation also the tree is standing and it is trying to take the lightning on itself. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful, superb, good perspective. Stay stronger even conditions are worst, Ankit. Thank you. Pooja, women are brave, strong as tree. Wonderful. Why poor men are biased? वो भी strong है. The true strength is within you, no matter what is surrounding. Thank you. Thank you, Yezer Ali. Thank you, Shaluji. Thunder is a barrier. And everyone, Niver tree, absorbing the lightning stroke. Okay. Yes, I got it. Okay. Please add, whomsoever it is, please add. Please add. बोलिए सर, आपकी आवाज आ रही है, प्लीज बोलिए.
Hello.
Yeah, बोलिए सुंदर सर.
Okay. If you see, you have treated the tree like a woman who is standing in spite of so many odds around in the space. Lighting is falling, but it is passing through the earth. And
Right.
tree is still. And tree represents the woman who is always giving fruits, shadow, and everything.
Yes. Okay.
So I consider as a tree is like a woman.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing. Thank you. That's so humble of you to even share. मुझे क्या दिख रहा है मैं बता रही हूँ. Okay, it is not the only thing that you see and it is not the correct thing. There is no right and wrong here. Okay, there is a tree that is standing there. No matter there is lightning, no matter there are clouds, no matter there are black clouds, no matter there is a barren land, there is still light. There is still light. Okay. If you are that woman, which everybody is trying to say, if you are that tree, no matter what difficulties you come across, no matter what good things come across, no matter there's wind blowing, no matter there is a storm, no matter whatever difficulties, challenges, people throwing stones on you, blaming you, biasing you, the self-worth that you find for yourself, the judgments that you draw for self, मैं गुड इनफ नहीं हूं, मैं ये नहीं कर सकती, इतना करते हो सुबह से शाम तक, तभी भी अपने आप को कोसते रहते हो. एवरी टाइम यू आर ब्लेमिंग योरसेल्फ, एवरी टाइम यू आर जजिंग योरसेल्फ. स्टिल देयर इज लाइट. There is light that I see bright inside that shines in all of you, whether it is male or female or any other gender sitting in the room. Again, I'm saying it is not about Women's Day. Without man, there is no women. Without women, there is no man, because we always say Ardhanarishwar. Even in God, man का एक रूप आदमी भी है, आदमी का एक रूप औरत भी है. Right? So in this tree, I can only find life. All I see in every woman is that she has life, and in that life, there is light. If we just view every woman as a person who's throwing out light and see the brightness of the light, that's the biggest mindset shift we can have. And that is what we need to do this year onwards. Accelerate action means making every woman or every person who you know rise, see the light in them, have the winning edge in your mind and the mindset that every woman can rise and you can be the reason for it. Whether you are a man today or a woman, you can help another woman rise. And believe me, that another woman will surely come back to you someday and say you were the reason for her to rise. And maybe she becomes instrumental in your journey as well. Right? So be that winning edge, be that good mindset person to create that rise of light. What do you see in this picture? Yes, hope of light. Thank you, Shalu. What do you see in the picture? I'm waiting.
So, shall I?
Yes,
Multiple
please.
things, ma'am. Old man, old woman, old man, two singers, someone peeping out of the window, one glass, multiple things, ma'am.
Two men, one with musical instrument, one with not. There are two big men, there are two big women. So this is a big old man, this is a big old woman. Then there is another person here, there's another person here, one with this thing, there's another lady here. And ye ulta latka hua aadmi hai. So there is so much more in this picture than just those men and women. But you saw only that men and women. Maybe somebody else saw the eyes of the man. Maybe somebody else saw that the woman was very happy, but the man is seeming very serious. Maybe somebody else saw the light in between the two people. Maybe somebody else saw that there is a mouth that opens up and throws up some light down. Everybody has a different opinion and a different perspective towards life. आप उस इंसान में क्या देखते हो वो आपके ऊपर है. It is not what is the person holding. It is what you see in the person holding. So the person doesn't become wrong if you see the person doing wrong. If I say Akanksha ऐसी है, ऐसी है, ऐसी है, ऐसी है, ऐसी, आकांक्षा वैसी नहीं है. आप आकांक्षा को वैसे देखते हो. Okay. So accelerate action for you as a person is only about how you see the person, not about how the person is. That's another point of view that you need to see this year in your life, that people cannot be bad or good. It's only your perspective about the people who are bad and good. And people's perspective can change based on situations. They can be good today. For you, they can be good tomorrow, and they can be bad day after tomorrow because they performed or they behave differently to you. So people are people. They're always the same. It's just a situation and condition that changes your perspective. people are always the same. So if you are stopping your growth, it is only because of the bias you hold for people and the judgments that you hold for them. Right? So possibly this can also show the kind of inner person you are. And that's the only thing you can do in this year, work on yourself. Work on how you see people, work on how you judge people, whether it's your client, your vendor, your peer, your corporate person, your team person, your family member, your relative, your brother, your sister. मेरा भाई ऐसा ही है, आपका भाई वैसे ही था जो पहले था, आप उसको आज अलग दिखते हो. मेरी वाइफ वैसे ही है, पूरा दिन खाली काम नहीं करती है, खाली पैसा बर्बाद करती है. आपकी वाइफ वैसे ही थी जब भी आपने शादी की थी. आज आप उसको डिफरेंटली देख रहे हो. आपका हस्बैंड भी वैसा है, आपकी वाइफ भी कैसा है, आपके बच्चे भी वैसे ही. Why are you always lazy? He was never lazy, but you kept telling him 10 times you're lazy, you're lazy, you're lazy has made him lazy. मेरा बच्चा टाइम बहुत ही अच्छे से यूटिलाइज करता है, instead of saying he's lazy. Can we change that thought? मेरा बच्चा बहुत सोच समझ के जवाब देता है. ये ना जवाब ही नहीं देता है, पूरा टाइम सोचता ही रहता है. वो सोच समझ के जवाब देता है, जब जवाब की जरूरत होती है तभी बोलता है. It's just the way you say. I am not able to do anything. I am a procrastinator. I take time to take action, but I take calculative action. Change your verbal language. You will see the change in yourself because that is just inside you. What are the qualities that drive a person when they have to rise? Accelerate action is a very big word this year. Pearl Bank sees that we have loads of people who are coming out as talents every year from campus to corporate and even in the corporate space. We are in loss of jobs, but we have loads of talented people. So what do? We have some old ways, we have some new ways, we have some no jobs. So do you compromise with your values? Do you suddenly leave corporate jobs and go into starting new entrepreneurship? Everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. Everybody wants to start up businesses. Whether you have an idea or not, whether you have funding or not, whether you have money or not, I'll become an entrepreneur. Right? So the only battle that is inside is always about, should I hang on with patience even when I'm starting as an entrepreneur? Or should I just let go and do each every time? I just met somebody 2 days back. They came from Kumbh Mela. वहां पे वो जाके कोई बाबा जी से मिला था, तो बाबा जी का इंटरव्यू लिया था उसने, तो आके मेरे को दिखाया वो इंटरव्यू. वो बाबा जी ने एटलीस्ट 9 प्रोफेशंस चेंज किए, फाइनली वो बाबा जी बना. 9 professions. He was an engineer, then he did something else, then he went into corporate, वो अच्छा नहीं लगा, started a business, वो अच्छा नहीं लगा, marketing specialist बना, वो अच्छा नहीं लगा. Finally उसको लगा कि इतना सब करने के बाद भी मेरे को इतना ही पैसे मिलने हैं, तो मैं बाबा जी बन जाता हूँ. Okay. This is not about whether I am capable or not. This is not about whether I can sing, this is about resilience. How much time can I take to fail, drop, and then rise? Do I have that energy to do it? So the important skill today as an entrepreneur also, if you're going to get into it, is one important skill that an entrepreneur should have. What do you really think? To accelerate action, to keep growing as a woman, as a man, to be supportive, what is that one skill? Any idea? Keep guessing. One skill. कोई भी एक स्किल या निगर, multiple art in a picture. One skill. Is it time management, decision making, leadership, resilience, calm, patience? One skill. Safety, concern, values. Come on. 96 people. जो भी आपके दिमाग में आ रहा है प्लीज बताइए. Okay. Self-belief, Sana. Keep hanging on. ये कौन है जो स्क्रीन पे आया आपके सामने? Anybody knows him? ये इंसान कौन है? Nigar, Mithila, Sangeeta, Nigar 1, Nigar 2. Oh my God, so many niggers. How come we have 5 niggers? Okay. Vaishnavi, Vijayji, Vaibhav, Tanvi, Sneha, Som, Shivani, Pranali. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Got it.
So this is now you will know who's he.
He's Ramakant Achrekar.
Very good. He is actually Sachin Tendulkar's guru, mentor. Okay. If I showed you him alone, you will not know. But if I show you with Sachin Tendulkar, you would know. Everybody knows Sachin Tendulkar. Everybody know how strength he has. He is mentally resilient, but nobody will know his guru. But जिसने सिखाया है वो यही है. We only see the growth. When we see a woman successful, we only see a woman successful. We don't see that there could be many more people who would be responsible for her success also. Okay, they can be the parents, they can be the husband, they can be the man, they could be the brother, the father, the mother, and many more people. But a woman can be successful only when she has so many other people who are standing by her, believing in her, supporting her, being a mentor to her, being a wealth system at home and at office. A lot of time there are women also who support women. But what I'm trying to tell you that today, if women are women, the qualities that drive him, if you see Chanakya, people know Chanakya, but they don't know that Chandragupta Maurya was this guru, right? So, sorry, Chanakya was Chandragupta Maurya's guru, and we don't know many of the times that who drives who, what was the mentorship, how was his maximum potential being brought, who are the people behind him. His team was growing only because of his leadership. So our own performance sometimes, is hidden, and we don't know who are the main sources who have come together to make us who we are today. I today, as a woman, totally believe that, if I have to start my journey alone, today I am a founder of a company, I have my own trust. I also juggle between so many, being a professional speaker, being somebody who's running a presidentship of women trade and council members, doing so many events, traveling so many places with ease. It's only because we have an ecosystem that has been able to support us. We have people who are around us who help us understanding little things. Today, if I go even ask a simple woman, do you know what are the elements that go in a check? An uneducated person doesn't even know that there is something called a check. There's something called a bank. There's something where you can keep your money safe. There's how do you write a check? How do you write a basic document? How do you create an invoice? So many simple things that we don't know, but there are a lot of people who are ready to teach us only when we go and approach them. So action taking can only be done when we have people who are always there to support us. So qualities of the coach, a lot of them is there, but what is the most important thing is making the right decision at the right place and the right time. Choosing the right kind of people. Important about you making the right essence at the right time. Every time we will not get people to support us. You will always, this बस आती है, एक स्टॉप पे खड़ी हो जाती है, और अगर आपने वो बस में चढ़ा नहीं, वो बस चली जाती है. अपॉर्चुनिटीज भी वैसे ही होते हैं. अपॉर्चुनिटीज विल कीप
Rana ma'am, sorry for the inconvenience. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, you can start the presentation. I've made your co-host.
Yeah, I just had one more. Okay. I just had one slide more to tell, but I'll continue from where I was talking. I also forgot. Okay. Okay, so we were talking about what are the aspects that we should keep in mind for accelerate action. Okay. I'm just going to share one screen slide, which was what I wanted to show and give as a takeaway for this session. The important aspect was that accelerate action, which is the theme of the year, is all about removing biases that we hold about us, about people, about increasing the 3 A's, which is keeping an acknowledgement of who we are, loving ourselves, staying aware that everybody who's around us can always be negative, but what we see is that little light in everyone. So keep the winning edge on, out of box perspective. Every time you look at a situation, look at it in different ways, so that it's important that we are able to cater to a different point of view that people carry. And finally, because we are staying in communities, because we are staying in tribes, because we have companies, because we have structures, because we have communities, always focus on keeping fairness in initiatives. If we say we are celebrating Women's Day today, then we should be celebrating Men's Day also. If we are talking about women raising high, then we should talk about men raising high as well. And finally, because the agenda of this year's theme is women rights, equality, empowerment, and accelerate action. The accelerate action theme is this. So I wanted to just end by saying, let's do this and feel the power that we are going to rise, us and all the others. So whenever you are low, whenever you're not able to fight yourself, whenever you are challenging yourself, whenever you have a struggle, then remember the power pose, and whether you do it with one hand or two hands, remember that you have the energy to do and make things happen. So the power pose will bring you back to that state of positivity that without man, there's no woman, without left, there's no right, without two people coming together, there is no action. And always think about how you can get this energy back for you and for others. So that's all was my agenda. I think this was the only takeaway that I wanted to give. Unfortunately, the pop-up came at the wrong time, and it shattered my agenda, but I am not giving up. So this is the agenda for you. And we will progress and keep hearing the other speakers who have so much more to give us today. Little things keep happening, and we can just avoid that as if it never happened and move on. Okay. These are possibilities that because we are in technology, technology can be hacked. We have to also learn that technology, if hacked, we have to take care of it. And that has already been taken care. So all the very best to all the lovely, beautiful ladies and to all the men. Wish you all a very, very happy Women's Day. Thank you so much from me, Dr. Rena Khatri Tandon, signing off, and gratitude to entire ICS team, technology team, backend team, to the founder and to the entire structure and people who put together this program for having me. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
ma'am.
so
Your
much, ma'am. I
energy.
apologize on behalf. I
No, that's
sincerely
fine.
apologize.
You don't need apology. Don't need to feel apologetic. These are things that I see day in and day out. Okay,
Apology.
I have seen this happening with a lot of companies, so it's fine. Just take care of yourself and the setup. That's fine.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Your energy is contagious. I'm
Thank you.
taking your number from Vaibhav. I'll buy myself a bouquet and I'll send my selfie to you that I did this. And your
Yeah,
words
and one more thing. I have actually so this is just a small gift from myself. I have launched my first book, We All Have Rights, on Kindle and Amazon. Please go Google it out, We All Have Rights, and please order a copy. And the copy is the first book dedicated to my father. Last year, my father passed away. On 6th of March, we have launched it on Kindle and KDP on his birthday. So please go buy yourself a copy. And yes, I can probably show you how it looks for a moment and then take your leave. Sorry for hacking that one more minute. Just give me 1 minute. I'll just open up and show you how it looks. So from morning I've been having sessions, so didn't get the time to actually have a little breather, but 3:30 I have another session. So I'm just going to quickly show you the slide and then thank you so much. I think you guys have been very warm, welcoming, patient, and thank you for organizing such a beautiful session with so many speakers and esteemed guests. Thank you. So this is the book, how it looks. Where did it go? Oh, don't tell me now. Sorry. Sorry, guys, just give me one moment. The screen is not getting shared now. Yeah, I'll just open the book and the slide. Share screen. Are you able to see something?
It's coming up, ma'am.
Oh, it's still coming up. Okay, that's the book. Okay. So you'll find this book, We All Have Rights, and that's dedicated to my dad. So if you anybody interested in reading the book, please order the book, or if you want a free copy, I'm happy to give it to anybody at ICS or to give it to Sundar sir, and you can pick it up, read it, give it back to him, and maybe one at a time read the book also. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you very much for being patient. Thank you for hearing. Thank you.
We surely will get our hands on the book.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Akansha. Thank you on behalf of Sumit sir. Please give him my regards. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
sure, sure.
you, Sundar sir, Sumit sir, everybody. Thank you.
So moving ahead, resilience is the fire that forges strength. Though every challenge, we rise, thrive, and shine. Introducing our second speaker, Mrs. Mithila More.
Thank you.
Her designation and organization, she is a founder of Aspire Qualitech. She has done her bachelor's from microbiology in 1996 from Mumbai University, her master's in microbiology in 1998 from Mumbai University, diploma in business management from Wellingborough University of Management, Development and Research, Mumbai, postgraduate diploma in regulatory affairs from BPM's Advanced Studies Center, Thane, postgraduate diploma in patents law from Nalsa University of Law, Hyderabad. She has worked in pharmaceutical industries for 20 years and was responsible for compiling to the technical and regulatory requirements related to the pharmaceutical products. Presently, she is working as an auditor, trainer, and consultant for implementing quality systems, documentation compliance for various ISO standards, ISO 9001:2015, ISO 14001:2015, ISO 45001:2018, ISO 13485:2016, ISO 22000:2018, WHO GMP requirement and regulatory requirements. We welcome you, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you, Akanksha. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Now, we would request Ms. Mithila More to talk on the topic resilience and strength, thriving through challenges. Over to you, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Akanksha. And good afternoon, everyone. And wish you a very happy Women's Day to all of you over here. And I really thank you, ICS team, for giving me the opportunity to talk on this special day, that is the Women's International Women's Day. So as we celebrate this incredible strength, as we celebrate the incredible strength, achievements, and potential of women across the world, I want to share a story, one that speaks of resilience, of unwavering determination, and of courage to start anew. So for today's session, my topic is resilience and strength, thriving through the challenges. So I have prepared few presentation slides. So I'm just sharing it. 1 second. Not able to share. 1 second. I think this option is not there for sharing. Akanksha or Vaibhav, can you just check?
You can try now.
Yeah. 1 second, 1 second. Let me check. Yeah, is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah. 1 second. So my today's topic is resilience and strength. So thriving through the challenges. Okay. So yeah, is it visible? Yeah.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
for 20 years I dedicated myself to the pharmaceutical industry. I climbed the ladder, faced the challenges head on, and carved the space for myself into the competitive world. I work on the challenging innovations and technology, built teams, and contributed to an industry that saves the life. But as the years went by, something within me stirred, and I realized that while I had achieved the success by conventional standards, that is having a good job and having I was in a comfort zone, I earned for something more, something that aligned with my passion, my purpose, and my vision for more fulfilling future. So leaving a well-established career So leaving a well-established career behind was not an easy task. So fear of unknown, financial uncertainty, and the doubt that crept me in at every turn that I could have held me back. So whether I can do that. But the resilience, our innate ability to rise, to adapt, and to forge ahead became my greatest ally. Starting from a scratch is never easy, especially when stepping into our entrepreneurship. Every setback, every rejection, and every challenges tested my resolve. There were days when self-doubt whispered, was this the right decision? But I refused to let fear define my journey. Instead, I embraced the failure as a lesson, rejection as a redirection, and obstacle as opportunities to grow. Today, as a founder of my own firm, that is Aspire Qualitech, I stand before you not only just as just a woman who changed her career path, but as someone who learned the true meaning of resilience. The ability to reinvent oneself is a strength we all possess. It is the fuel that keeps us going when the road ahead us seems uncertain. And it is it is what allows you to rewrite your stories not just as a victim of the circumstances but as an architect of our own destiny. So resilience is not just a tool for a career success, it is a foundation of the woman's life. From the moment we step into the world, society places expectations upon us. So we are expected to balance the multiple roles effortlessly, to be strong enough to be a strong yet nurturing, ambitious yet humble, independent yet selfless, and while these expectations can sometimes feel overwhelming, it is a resilience that allows us to push forward, to break the barriers, and to redefine what is possible. So every woman carries within her a story, stories of overcoming, of standing tall when the world tries to silence her, of breaking through the ceilings made of glass and walls built by the doubts. These stories are not just stories of the survival, they are the stories of thriving. So every woman who has been told no but found her own way to yes is a testament to this resilience. It is often said that the strength is not measured by how easily we walk through the life, but by how we rise when the life knocks us down. So resilience, the quiet, unshakable force within us that helps us to navigate through the storms and not only survive but thrive. And the strength, it comes in many forms. Strength is found in the woman breaking the barriers in the boardroom, but also in the mother nurturing dreams at home. Think about the women who have paid the ways before us. So, women who fought for education when it was denied to them. Women also, the women who shattered glass ceilings in the industries dominated by men. Women who stood up against the injustice, not just for themselves, but for future generations. So every one of these carried the resilience in the heart. So resilience is what helps a mother to wake up every morning to care for her children, even when she is exhausted. It is what drives a student to keep the studying despite of the setbacks. It is what empowers women to leave the toxic relationship and rebuild her life. It is what gives the strength to the female entrepreneurs to put past failures and keep believing her dreams. So what are the lessons what we have learned from this resilience? So through my journey, I have learned Through my journey, I have learned three important lessons about resilience that I want to share with you. So, resilience is basically a mindset. It is not about the avoiding the failure, it is about the facing it and rising stronger each time. We cannot control what happens to us, but we can control how we can respond to it. So, second would be the resilience to grow through the challenges. The moment that test us most are the ones that shapes us. Instead of fearing hardship, we must embrace them as opportunities to grow and evolve. And third thing is the resilience is contagious. When one woman shows resilience, she inspires other. Our stories of perseverance creates ripples of strength that empowers countless others to chase their dreams. So what could be the lessons of this strength? So the strength, from where does this strength comes? So strength may be the inner strength, the determination, the strength of the unity, and the strength to create the change. So to all the women here today, whether you are leading a corporation, raising a family, pursuing education, or taking your first step towards an unknown future, know this: you are capable of overcoming everything. Your resilience is your superpower. Do not fear change, do not fear failure, and most importantly, do not fear starting over. The path may not be always easy, but it will be always worth it. Support the women around you, lift each other, encourage the young girls in your life to be bold, to take risk, and to believe in themselves. So let us break down the barriers that have held us back for generations and build a future where resilience is celebrated, where the perseverance is rewarded, and where the women do not just survive but they thrive. On this Women's Day, let us celebrate not just the achievement of the woman, but also their strength to rise, to perceive, and never to give up. Because resilience is not just about enduring, it is about the thriving no matter the odds. So I would like to conclude my thought with this beautiful poem. तू खुद की खोज में निकल, तू किस लिए हताश है, तू चल, तेरे वजूद की समय को भी तलाश है, समय को भी तलाश है. So with this beautiful poem, I conclude my thoughts and thank you. Thank you once again, ICH team, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your inspiring talks on the topic. As we commemorate IWD, it is an opportune moment to calibrate our focus on the transformative power of skill development as a cornerstone of women's empowerment. Introducing our third speaker, Mrs. Bijal Bhanushali. She is a partner at BM Bhanushali and Associates. She is a chartered accountant and also has a BCom degree. Her experience is in she provides expert guidance in areas such as taxation, GST, invitation, funding, succession planning, RERA, and consulting and advisory. Currently, her focus is on helping individuals plan for the future through effective succession planning. In addition to her advisory work, she is an experienced speaker and has shared her knowledge at various forums, offering valuable insights into her areas of expertise. We welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Over to you. On the topic, empower her, unlocking opportunities through government schemes.
Hello. Is my PPT visible to everybody?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible. You can start now.
Sorry?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, yes. Visible.
Okay. A very good afternoon to all of you, and a very, very happy Women's Day to all the women attending this session. It is indeed a great privilege to be talking on this platform again. I had just spoken a few days ago on this platform. A very big thank you to ICS team and Sundar Kataria sir for giving this opportunity again to be present here and to present a topic of very crucial importance. As we all are aware that women form more than half of the population in India, so it is very crucial the having some incentive or schemes for women is very crucial for socio and economic development of our country. When we open the doors for gender equality and business expansion for women, our GDP is bound to increase. So the government has opened up a lot of schemes for women, keeping these things in mind. I'll be talking about those schemes in short because obviously the time is not enough. But I can just throw some light on. Is my PPT visible now?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
So first of all, I'll be talking about Mudra Yojana. For the few schemes that I have covered, I'll try to make you understand the benefits and who all will be eligible for those schemes. So the first scheme that I have covered here is Mudra Yojana. Mudra Yojana basically empowers women who are into micro and small enterprises, the women-led businesses who have registered through micro and small enterprises. In this, they can get access to loan of up to rupees 10 lakhs without any collateral requirement. There are further 3 categories of loans that you get in this Mudra Yojana, namely Shishu, Kishore and Tarun. In Shishu, you get a loan of up to 50,000 for new businesses. Then for the category Kishore, you get 50,000 to 5 lakhs of amount for growing businesses. Then from 5 lakh to 10 lakh onwards, it is for Tarun. It is the Tarun category. It is for expanding enterprises. So it is basically for women to take advantage of lower interest rates to promote economic independence and they can start their own retail businesses such as beauty salons, food processing businesses. All these things can be done by availing the benefit of Mudra Yojana scheme. Then talking about Stand Up India, this scheme is basically for women of scheduled caste tribes, scheduled caste and tribes. So it is actually it covers all the marginal communities. In this, you get a bank loan support of 10 lakh to 1 crore to start or even to expand small businesses. Here you can get it is a mandate on all bank branches to at least fund one woman entrepreneur. So this scheme, you can go to any bank branch and avail these schemes from the bank branch. Then we have Mahila Koir Yojana, which specifically is a great initiative designed for women who are into coir industry. You can make coir mats, or they have this coir ropes, brushes. So the women that are involved in coir industry get an equipment subsidy of up to 75% on their equipment and machinery. Then there are training programs held by the Coir Board Institute, which help the women to develop skills of making these mats and all. So, and also they provide a financial support of incentivizing or subsidizing of up to 25% of the project costs. Then we have Credit Guarantee Fund Trust for micro and small enterprises. In this, we get loans, collateral-free loans, in fact, for up to 2 crore rupees. You get 85% guarantee for women entrepreneurs, and it is for both new as well as existing ventures. So it supports both the ventures. It is not only for the new businesses. Then over and above these incentive schemes that I've already covered, we have got other incentives such as lower stamp duty for women purchasing property in a few states such as Maharashtra, Rajasthan. So in Maharashtra, normal stamp duty when talking about Mumbai, it is 6%. But when a woman goes and purchases a property, the stamp duty is 5%. So there is a concession of 1%, we can say. And this concession applies only and only if the woman is solely buying a property. It is not for people. If there is someone jointly purchasing a property, like a male is buying a property in a joint name with a woman, then this concession is not available. So with this reduced stamp duty, you will have reduced cost of buying a home, making it more affordable for women. And so this will encourage women to have their own personal asset, real estate asset. So this is a good incentive by the government, I would say. Then we have GEM Marketplace. GEM Marketplace is basically a platform wherein you get to expand different opportunities into GEM market. So they provide training into GEM identification and evaluation. You get access to global markets. You'll be able to understand what kind of GEM is like when you're looking at something, dealing with gems. So you'll be able to learn. So with these things, I would say that government is trying to remove all the constraints that we have, like skill development, then social barriers, financial constraints. All these constraints are getting eliminated because of these government schemes. So we should all take obviously we should all go ahead and grab these schemes. We should take these opportunities and increase our businesses. Just so these are my key takeaways for the today's session. India government support. So we get tremendous support from the government through these schemes. Then we are getting financial assistance from the government. by way of loans, subsidies, and other financial aids. Then we also have got these training and mentorship programs to enhance our expertise in these by the government. So this is it from my side. There are a lot of schemes. You can I'll make you go through the schemes from where you can apply and learn more about these schemes. So this is the Stand Up India website from where you can go through the schemes and you can learn further about these schemes. It talks about the skill upgradation and quality improvement and Mahila Koir Yojana. Then we have this MSME portal where again there are schemes for women. You can learn about these schemes here. Then there is this Startup India, which sorry I could not cover there, but yes, there is Startup India scheme as well for women. Then this CGT MSc, this is also for women and entrepreneurs. Then we have this gem.gov.in, where I was talking about the global marketplace for women into gem business. So that is it from my side. I would request each one of you to grab these opportunities that the government is offering to us. Please go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I really appreciate your shared opportunities. These various initiatives will surely support and uplift women. Disability is not a barrier to success. Perseverance, passion, and inclusion pave the way for true empowerment. Introducing our fifth speaker, Ms. Sangeeta Japtiana. She is a co-founder, director at Sanidhanam ALF. She has done her master's in commerce from Mumbai University. She is a registered professional special educator, rehabilitation registration number A02457. Her area of specialization is she is a former principal ADAPT, former member of SP Education Committee, Maharashtra State Board, Pune. She is a former director, Asia Pacific Course Community, and also a teacher trainer. She has published her various research papers such as inclusion, the process, and impact analysis, community initiatives in inclusions.
Good evening, everybody. It's been a pleasure hearing so many women speak about women empowerment, and I think I feel more empowered than I thought I was. I don't have any formal presentation to make, because I just thought I would share my personal experiences of as a woman. Like many have said before, you need to combine your personal experiences, apply them in your professional front, and move forward. So any barrier that you face, any roadblocks that come along your way, should not be able to stop you. You need to be unstoppable, because like I said, like everybody says, that women can do anything. And that is not completely true, but I do agree with my earlier speaker, there is always a balance of 50-50. You do need the men to be with you in your journey. There are some men who support you in your journey. There are some men who allow you to do what you want to do. That itself has to be acknowledged as a support, as long as they're not stopping you. Sharing my personal experiences, like I have been in this journey, how did I enter the sector of disability? There was a girl who said, while she was studying with me as a student, that I keep forgetting what I learned. That made me think, why? Why is she not able to retain what she's learning? That introduced me to special education, to understand that there would be a specific method of teaching, and that became my career. So it was my personal experience that led me into our professional goals, and I moved forward from there. Down my journey, I met people who said, you are educating children with special needs. What happens to them after their parents? I joined hands with other people, and that gave birth to Sanidhanam. Down in my life, I had to look after my ailing parents and other family members. That made me think, what happens to people who don't have children, who don't have anybody to look after? Are they going to depend on extended families? Are they going to depend on friends? Are they going to depend on neighbors? That feeling of dependency, is that good? Does that give them the satisfaction? That made me include senior citizens at Sanidhanam. So today Sanidhanam looks at people with disabilities, also senior citizens. Senior citizens were also ailing. So I have always connected my experiences, applied them onto my professional front. Again, I repeat, it's always a 50-50. A woman can do anything, but you need the support of the men. It's not a one-way traffic. Men who join you, men who support you. So I would like to just end in a very short way. Do not stop. Take a break. Cry if you have to. But as long as that experience does not pause you, take help, take support, keep moving on. There is nothing that stops a woman from moving forward. Thank you so much, and I hope this helps and motivates other women not to pause in life. Thank you.
Indeed, ma'am, it surely will support anyone who needs it in their roles. Leadership is not about being in charge. It is about taking care of those in your charge. And when women lead, they uplift entire community. Introducing our fourth speaker, Ms. Shalu Ramnani. Her designation and organization, she is a corporate trainer and life coach, and and she has conducted her bachelor in commerce and also has done masters in personal management from a university. She is a member Society for Human Resource Management. Worked as an executive body member in MUCC College Alumni. Conducts classes to help individuals de-stress and promote physical well-being. SPMS Payroll Certification HR Excellence 2013. We welcome you, ma'am. Would request you to talk on the topic Women in Leadership, Breaking Barriers. Over to you. Ma'am, can you hear us? Ma'am, Shali ma'am, are you able to hear us? Requesting everybody to just hold for a minute. There might be some glitch. Wait. Shali ma'am, can you hear us? Are you there?
Shalom, ma'am, are you logged in by any other name? Then please put in the chat box what's the name that you've been logged in by.
Ma'am, if there's any issue faced in mic or presenting a screen, please text. Uh, Maybe there's some issue. So moving ahead with the panel discussion, a good discussion increases the dimension of everyone who takes part. I would like to invite all the speakers of panel discussion. Before that, let me introduce to our anchor for panel discussion, Professor Sudesh Sarma. He is a senior scientific officer at DAE NPCIL for last 30 years. He is also a visiting professor at Business School, currently TQM consultant and MDP facilitator, corporate communication consultant to technical sector. He has done his BE mechanic, PG in management, ISTD in training and development. He has experience of quality management, environmental management, health and safety training and development, corporate communication and nuclear engineering. We welcome you, sir. Now requesting our speakers to please be a part of a panel discussion. Dr. Sundar Kataria, Ms. Smita Venkatesh, Dr. Raina Khatri Tandon, Miss Samita Jatiana, Miss Bijal Bhanushali, Mr. Sumit Kataria, and Mrs. Nikhila More. Over to you.
Sharma ji, you're around? I request all the panelists, Sangeeta ma'am, Sudesh Sharma ji, Mithila Murray ma'am, to please start your cameras so that we can start with the panel discussions. Thank you. I think by the time we establish contact with Sharma ji, let me, kind of start. We'll start with Mithila ma'am. Ma'am, you've been in the industry and you've been, doing a lot of cutting edge into the medical industry.
Yeah.
I would like, to know from you whether the medical industry is predominantly a male-dominated industry or a female-dominated industry, and whether, what's the journey within the industry? What does it look like? It's a female-dominated industry, or there is a lot of acceptance, or there has been a challenge establishing credibility and then moving on. So I'd like your views on the entire in a nutshell.
Yes, sir. So basically, I was working in the factory. Basically, it was a pharmaceutical and medical device manufacturing facility. So for around 20 years, I was working in the factory where I was leading the quality function. Okay, so it was basically a male-dominated industry. Only ladies were predominant in quality control section, but it was a male-dominated industry where it was difficult to the factory hours. Basically, whenever you are working in the corporate offices, the working hours are different. Then uh, even the holidays were different because you get Saturday or Sunday holidays. And when you are into the factory where I was working it was in the industrial area where it was a power cut down. Yeah. So basically, it was a Friday as a weekly off. So in the factory, there were very few ladies, and it was basically it was dominated by male. And like there were multiple challenges being a woman and having a holiday on Friday. Yeah, there were multiple issues, multiple sacrifices we have to do for Sundays, basically, because all the family functions and the children are having holidays on Sundays. So it was a very difficult task to work in the factory and to work in the corporate life.
Absolutely, ma'am. Absolutely. I can visualize that because most factories and industrial areas have power
Yeah.
cuts on Friday or on Saturday or on Monday or
Yeah.
Tuesday. They have their scheduled weekly off, which doesn't quite. But other than this is the external. How do you look at the society in terms of traveling on a Friday or working on a Friday? How the social acceptance from the families, the kind of support, the industry looking at it, traveling into industrial areas, in a obviously in a male dominated world.
Yeah.
How do you think is it changing? Has there been a sea change, or you see a very slow change? Like our first speaker Smita ma'am said, we are 137 years away from what we are looking at. That's a lot many years. It's more than 2 lifespans of an average human being. So are we actually that far, or you see that when you started and between that day and today there has been a lot of change? And
Yes, there is a lot of change because I started my career in 1998. So where the MIDC or the industrial areas were having multiple issues, and it was very difficult for a woman to work in the industrial area. But nowadays the situation is changing. So just last week I had been to Baddi for one of the audit. So there I can see there, even though there are women working there, because it is basically Himachal Pradesh, there are very less opportunities for the women, but then women are coming to those industrial areas and working there. So now the situation is changing, definitely changing, in the industry also, in the factory premises also. And there are various, like, there are posh committees, and also there are like various protective measures also being taken by the employees for the women work employees. So the situation is definitely changing. Yes, I can say that.
Thank you, ma'am. I'll come to Sangeeta ma'am. Sangeeta ma'am, we actually had to cut down, and you know actually cut down your session, and we would have loved to learn more from you. But you've also been in an industry which I believe is a female-dominated industry, predominantly, or is it a male-dominated industry?
It's a complete female-dominated industry. I've been working for the past 35 years, and I must have interacted as my colleagues with about 2 to 3% men only.
Oh.
And changing perceptions of men is difficult. And not only coming back to female-dominated, it's not only dominated in the work sector, but when it comes to clients also, it is mother-dominated.
Okay.
So when you're looking at your clients, when you're looking at your candidates, when you're looking at admissions, you're again dealing with the mother. So the whole sector is female-dominated. And making a mark, bringing about a change at the policy level, at the professional level, some more difficult because the government level, to deal with the officers, to deal with the Maharashtra State Board, or at the Parliament House to bring about any changes in dealing with men. So a hearing from the men that there is a female asking about something, that itself is a challenge. I said, I just fundamentally say that do not let anything stop.
Good evening, everyone.
You need to move
I'm audible.
forward. What me?
Yes, Shalom ma'am, you're audible.
Good evening, everyone.
We've started the interactive session. I'll join you to the conversation.
Vaibhav, I am audible.
Yes, ma'am, you're audible. We can hear you. I've joined you to the session. We are
Hello,
in a
Sumit sir.
yeah, we are in
I
a
don't
good
know. There
discussion.
is some system glitch issue,
Yeah.
and
One
already
second,
one more assignment is going on.
we are already started with the
So as
discussion.
we are celebrating, I think I'm audible. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am, you are. I think you have
Sumit
trouble
sir,
in.
audible? I
I'm
can't hear
audible.
you.
I think you can't hear me. So
I really don't know.
Sushma,
I mean, I
Sushma,
have to
can you
join from my mobile else.
Sushma, can you just get in touch with ma'am and tell her that she's audible and we can hear her? Yes, Sangeeta ma'am, I think you got dropped out and you were in the middle of something. I'll add you back. Boliye ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I have been, I don't know where I got dropped, but basically it's a female dominated. Not only when it comes to your colleagues,
Good
the whole
evening,
sector
everyone.
is female dominated, but also
It's a heartfelt
clients are dealing
gratitude
with
for me
parents
to
and making the
join
mother. So
this.
Shalu ma'am, can you hear me? One second.
Yes,
I think, yeah, you can hear me. I think Shalu can't hear us and then she's starting off. So Shalu ma'am, can you hear me now? I'm sorry, Sangeeta ma'am, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Yeah, what I was saying, not only the people with disabilities, whether it's
Ma'am, your voice is getting broken. I think you have a bad connection. Let's move to Bijal ma'am. Bijal ma'am, I'm sure you heard the common reel which is going on about when men preferring the men valet parking person vis-a-vis the female parking, where the meme goes and the reel goes that only 3% preferred a female to park their car. Do you feel it is a bias? Do people prefer males over females when choosing a professional advice? Do you think that is actually in your industry it is still the same, or do you think it's not your example within your industry?
Sir, had this been a case a decade ago, I would say yes. This was the scenario in CA industry as well, but it is not the same anymore. There are more girls opting for
Counseling.
uh, there are more girls coming into CA now. We have seen a significant increase in this profession now, and even clients are not very hesitant to take advice from a woman in this industry now.
Super. I think our anchor for the day, Sharma ji, is there, and I filled in for him for the brief bit. Over to you, Sharma ji. It's your session. You're on.
Sorry, because the so I was able to catch up quite a bit of it despite all those two
Right.
links not
So
getting
we've
happened.
had
So,
opinion on the gender bias if it still exists with, and Mitla ma'am has spoken and Sangeeta ma'am spoken and Bijal has spoken. So over to you, sir, and please go ahead, sir.
Sir, let's not be really diplomatic here. Gender bias is ingrained in the DNA of India basically. So, and this was perceptible everywhere. It was perceptible. Why I say? Because I just heard a statement. Today we don't really, hesitate to get to consult with the women consultants in various fields, and that is a fact, which I am observing. The integrity and the trustworthiness of the female gender is considered much higher. The only shocking thing that I had a bias earlier, a positive bias. I thought that these female constables don't take bribes, But then, having actually witnessed the number of female lady constables openly taking bribes, that's what
But I must add, sir, हम जब equality की बात करते हैं तो this does not prevail relevance.
मैं बड़ा खुश हुआ था when I started, seeing a lot of lady traffic constables on the roads earlier, that must have been 10, 12, 15 years back. And I thought कि चलो यार कम से कम ये रोड पे करप्शन खत्म हो जाएगा. पर अब तो ये ओला वालों से और इन सब से इतने बिंदास वो लोग they accept bribes, because I think that is basically, of course, nothing to do with the gender as such. It's something to do with the kind of system they are working for. But I mean, one thing is for sure, that the bias against the female gender in the Indian setup continues in families. In professional life, if I speak about my sector, in fact, if you don't elevate lady officers and engineers, the parliamentary committee takes you to task, And so this has been happening for over 2 decades now. So even if there are senior males in the organization that don't really, believe in the elevation of lady executives, by force, at least in the public sectors, they have been compelled to elevate competent women workers and women officers. And this was something very positive that I witnessed in most of the PSUs, including the one where I was working. तो चल रहे सर this type, जैसे society is a combination of Shankar and Pralayankar. So there has been the DNA, of course, in the traditional families continues to be like, even now the daughters-in-law are expected to take care of everybody in the family, despite burning themselves like a candle on both sides. They're expected even now, and the tragedy is that even highly educated mothers-in-law expected from daughters-in-law. And I am deadly personally against this kind of a bias in Indian families because I have seen it in my very close setup myself. In fact, and this is an observation which perhaps drew me to screenwriting, and many of my scripts, will have this particular bias of the Indian system, the Indian family system. And many of these scripts have actually been, considered for a lot of scenes from those scripts have been adopted in some of the OTT platforms. So, वो मैं देख रहा हूँ और आज भी देख रहा हूँ. So this is my very honest observation. In industry, yes, we are definitely, but let's not look at Mumbai as a microcosm of the Indian society as a whole. If women are comparatively safer, comparatively, better treated in Mumbai, that doesn't mean it's so everywhere. Please, I mean, this is another observation I have made. In progressive cities like Mumbai, Bangalore, yes, we might be finding a kind of diminution or a dilution of this bias in the corporate world. Families में तो सर मैं नहीं देख रहा हूँ कुछ भी, मतलब the systems continue the way, except in the handful of progressive families, who make progress on all fronts, including this. लेकिन जो traditional systems हैं, today if you look at a typical family in Rajasthan, let's say, take any city and pick up any sample, you are likely to find this prejudice in families. Maybe even Gujarat, maybe any state, there is a bias definitely. So I have put my cards openly, like this is what is my observation of the past, maybe 60 odd years of my age. I would like the women panelists to basically, comment on this if they have any.
So I would like to add on to what you have said.
Yeah,
moving from, I have stayed now, spent life in the urban Mumbai as well as in the rural at Palghar. I feel it's basically the strength, the inner strength of the woman that drives her. At Palghar, in the rural sector, I have seen women crushing under the pressure of their families, but I have also seen women who are standing tall despite being in the rural sector. So it is the inner strength of the woman that drives her, irrespective of the background that she is in. That is my personal take after experiencing life in both the worlds.
No, ma'am, I fully endorse, 100% of what you say. Basically, it is basically there is something in the women that has to some inner voice which must compel them to rebel against the system, in a polite way or in an acceptable manner. Divorce and separation is not the end of everything, but then assertive versus aggressive, I think that particular line, the assertive, you draw your boundaries actually. You draw your boundaries, and since you draw your boundaries actually, basically. So many a time I really feel, a sense of not sympathy, but I really get angry on these females when I watch them in my close, relations and close friend circle. कि यार ऐसा होने क्यों दे रहे हैं ये लोग? This is something which is it really, I don't really call it sacrifice also. It is basically to some extent foolhardiness. Tolerating this kind of, and then most of them are educated, at least graduates. ऐसा भी नहीं है कि they are अंगूठा छाप or they have not really been exposed to some kind of formal education. होने क्यों दे रहे हैं? I don't understand, because I feel for it. I am watching it, as I said, in very close circles. I mean, ठीक है, violence नहीं है, वो सब नहीं है, but torture तो है, unexpressed torture, unexpressed.
Yes, sir, I agree to this. Basically, the proportion is changing now, but still there are in some educated families also, there are problems associated. Yes.
And I mean, these tormented, this bunch of, I mean, the hapless bunch of tormented females, they need to really become assertive. They really need to, with all the law and everything on their side. I don't know. Of course, invoking the law should not at all be a consideration, because as you've seen the other side of the misuse also. Recently there have been viral stories about this also. You must have seen those stories where some of these misguided women, it's the other way around. It becomes the other way around, and you lose all sympathy that you have garnered over these 70, 80, 90 years. You lose that sympathy when you start misusing. So law should be the last resort. And the only thing, the only flaw, but I would conclude by saying one line, is that is in our initial education, where we are not taught two things. One is emotional literacy, or emotional quotient. Of course, quotient, I don't use it, EQ and all those things, because they're difficult to understand. Emotional literacy is, where to control your emotions, to what extent you must express your emotions, because expression to nahi ho raha hai na. Even if you express your emotions, I am feeling tormented, it makes a lot of difference. People at least become cautious, because one part of EQ is, being able to express emotions in an assertive way, not in an aggressive way, not in a meek way. Rote way nahi. That's it. Yeah, thank you. You can continue, Sumit.
I think no, it's up to you, sir. You're anchoring. So Kataria sir ka session. Kataria sir has raised his hand. So Kataria sir, please go ahead.
Okay. Well,
Sir is giving a lot of background music.
I listen from all the sides. One thing I have a basic question, which should I'll ask Sangeeta madam. And before that, I want to say something, that there are empty of opportunity available for women. Basically, if you see food processing, agriculture, then you have the medical, education, housekeeping, and hospitality industries, where women find a lot of place, and they are doing pretty well. So let's see the positive side of it. I don't think is if you take whatever negative things are there. Today, women are not considerably soft. They are strong now. They are well educated. So I think we should talk about the positive things which women are having today. Opportunity are plenty. But there are two basic questions which I want to put. One is our nucleus family, which is family is a disunity, only husband, wife, or one or two children. How do you see this compared to earlier, where you have the joint family? I have general question to everyone to reply. Another question which is specific to Sangeeta madam. She has been there in the professional quite long time. I just want to know, what is the progress of inclusion of disability? I'm talking about the disability employment in industries and other industries. So if Sangeeta can put a little light on this one, please. Hello.
I think ma'am's got dropped out. you would like to take that, Mithila ma'am?
Yeah, sir. Regarding the first question, sir asked about the joint family or the nuclear family. So there are advantages, disadvantages, but as a professional or as a family person, I would like to go with the joint family. So where all the values are nurtured, your children are there, they learn with the elderly person in the family. So definitely, joint family would be a. I will be for the joint family, sir. And I have been living in the joint family, so I know the advantages, sir. Yeah.
ठीक है नहीं वो बात ठीक है I mean I agree with Kataria sir when he says because of this nuclear family system ये जो I mean since there is not much of interaction with
Yeah.
another female who can torture you or other members who can torture you, possibly we might be really perceiving at least, this thing is dwindling or diminishing. पर ये जो historic bias जो है ना वो bias तो it's not in direct words, it's basically in the attitudes also that you can see the bias on many occasions. It's when you talk of a kind of maybe non-inclusion, it's not necessary that you have to be witness to torture or cruel words or cruel body language. There is something called passive aggressive approach also. Now, this passive aggressive may you can actually sense that attitude in people. But the best part that is happening is that the law is trying to, because when values and morals don't get enforced, then the law has to step in. This happens everywhere, all through history. Actually, when law steps in, then a lot of these morals and ethics get enforced. So now in the corporate sector, one good thing that has happened is this POSH Act, so prevention of harassment, sexual harassment. Again, barring cases of misuse, because whenever there is a law, there will be both sides to it. Always there will be two sides to it. Misuse also will happen. Misuse also will happen. But then because there is a law now, I think women feel safe working in a company, at least in the metro cities. At least in the metro cities. But then we are not aware of what goes in the smaller offices, and those other units where, and we need not know also, because the discussion is basically, are we really perceiving a change? So the answer here would be yes, change is being perceived. Change is being perceived. Today, take a look at a typical company like, let's say ICS itself, I mean, we see even the males and females both rubbing shoulders together, working as a team. Take any typical company, at least the law is on the female side. And then where there are people with ethics and values in place, I don't foresee any situation where the future is a question mark. Not at all. Not at all. In India, what we should actually be worrying about is the smaller units, basically, the smaller units, where still there are untold stories in the remote corners of India of bias towards the female lot. This, I think we really cannot eliminate all these things from a typical society. It's only that we can draw attention. What we can do at our level, we are trying to do. In fact, by organizing this Women's Day meet, ICS itself has shown its commitment, exhibited, demonstrated a commitment to this issue. And since it is going on everywhere, everywhere, all across the country in good organizations, we are having these celebrations today. So this is basically to draw attention. Come on, here it is. At least even if 10% of the attendees become conscious of this, okay, there has to be inclusivity. We have to give due respect to the female gender. I think the purpose of ICS and companies like them has been adequately served. Sangeeta ma'am, yes, so I think Kataria sir had a question for you. Can you really take over? And the question was on inclusivity. What is your take on inclusivity?
Inclusivity of women with disabilities.
Yeah, that was the question.
Inclusivity, I would want to take it one step forward to say inclusivity of women with disabilities. Inclusivity of women with disabilities from the underprivileged groups. So it is a minus and a minus and a minus. And hence 3 times more challenging. Be it the rural sector, be it the urban sector. It is challenging to have your voices heard. I missed a lot of part of your conversation, but I think I'm going on a different tangent maybe, but I would still want to make it a point that having a woman to make herself heard at times get challenging. Plus, if this woman has a disability, plus if she's from the underprivileged group. So it is definitely a challenge. Of course, the world is changing. We see a lot of difference coming in. We see a lot of women getting empowered. We see a lot of people from the underprivileged group, a lot of women coming up and not wanting to work as housemaids, working in offices, going in for higher education, taking loans, moving forward. But when it comes to the sector that I am working in, that we have been working in, and now the Kataria Trust is working very closely with us, definitely taken a huge step forward to work with. And Sannidhana, where I am, we did not intend it to become female dominated, but today we are female dominated. It is extremely surprising that being in a career for 35 years, I have been a special educator, I have headed schools, and schools which have been male dominated. Special children who are male members. But today when we have opened a residential service, we have become female dominated. How? I am still trying to understand. What happened? What happened? Is a male member so important that even if he is disabled, he needs to be in the house with them, with the family? And if it's a female person with disability, she can be sent away. Is it that? I have no answers. There are so many unanswered questions till date, despite of being in the sector for so many years. I am still finding answers. Because every day springs up a surprise. Today I got a call from somebody for an admission and he said, oh, but you all are female, you're a center for all females. We said, no, that's not true. We have male members as well, but when we are posting pictures, it's more of women which are visible. How did it happen? How did this happen that an assisted living center, which was supposed to be unisex, has suddenly become dominated by females? Where are those men with disabilities who were there in school when I was a principal? Where did they go? So are they welcome to be at home? But a woman is asked to leave, expected to leave? Or is it more difficult to look after a female with disability? I really don't know. And I'm completely speechless of how we became female dominated.
I think this is a shocking revelation, basically. And once again, I think the roots and the answer, as you said, will always elude us. It's like what happens after death. Why do we come to this earth? Why do we come here at all if we have to die? These are the questions which science has not been able to answer. Why God made good and evil together? Eternal questions since antiquity. And the question that you posed is again the same eternal, timeless question, which perhaps will go unanswered. Will go unanswered.
No answer. There are no answers. I mean, I would still like to question the whole forum.
No, ma'am.
Assisted living,
I am
assisted
very
living,
sure. I am very sure
yeah.
this question will.
Assisted living challenges are the same for male and female. Weight bearing, aging parents, siblings not wanting to take care. It's the same for men and women both. So why is this assisted living center getting female dominated? Where are the men with challenges? And if they can be looked after at home, why can't a female with disability be looked after at home? Why not? I don't think anybody has answers.
No. As I said, I mean, this will leave everyone dumbstruck because there is no answer to this. And
There is no.
The roots again go to our DNA, because our ancient ancestors also had been. In fact, I mean, it has been a male-dominated setup. I'm not talking about India. If you read anthropology, you'll find that the old ancient tribes, when man started living in tribes, small tribes, the society was male-dominated, whether it's Africa or Europe or Australia. Look at any species of human beings. It was always this way, always.
And just to add a little, just to sum it up again, being Women's Day, I would say that all the women with us over here have adapted so beautifully and not a single day of any issues we've had. I think a woman adapts herself very well to any surrounding that she is. Be it an assisted living center, away from the family, for whatever reasons, happily, unhappily, but with us, she's happy, she's still there with a smile. So that's the power of a woman.
It reminds me of this movie, English Winglish, Sri Devi. Look at her character when she was in the first half of the movie. She was such a passive woman, passive, meek, dumb, just taking all the insults and humiliations. And then when enlightenment came to her, then you see the difference basically. So I mean, we cannot really change society, but we can at least educate our women folks to be more assertive, for their rights and all. And it makes a difference in their surroundings. It definitely makes, because you draw boundaries as to what extent you can come close to me or to humiliate me. And this movie became a rage in India, English for this reason. Because she expanded her boundaries and said, nothing doing. Don't mess with me. I am also capable of being loved by another man. And then her husband, that idiot, he also came to realize that, bhaiya, ye to mere haath se gayi hai. And I love this movie because of the character arc there.
So that's the inner strength of the woman. Yeah.
I wish all women actually become aware of this strength and start exercising it.
Yes. So everyone has the capacity or the capability or the strength, but they need one ignition is required. So then they will spark it. Yeah.
Absolutely, I agree. You need that initial kickstart.
Yeah.
And that's why I appreciate forums like, organizations like ICS that, take the initiative of, and these very bold steps of at least drawing attention to these issues.
Sir, we have a question. We have a hand raised with Ananji. Ananji, I think, raised his hand. Ananji, would you like to ask something? He's lowered his hand now. If there are any, I think we can take some questions from the audience if they have anything to, add, ask. I'd invite anyone from the audience if you have anything to ask one of the speakers or the moderator. Oh, acha, my bad. Anandji, I'll have to unmute, so I'll. Perfect. Apologies. Now you have the rights to unmute. Sorry. Everyone has the right to unmute now.
Sir, thank you.
Yes, Anandji, please go.
And first of all, I wish a very wonderful day, the Happy Women's Day, and our existence, as Sumitji was also telling, that existence of a man. And I was going through a video also today, in which the existence of man is always below the woman, because ultimately in morning show also in India TV, Baba Ramdev was also telling कि माँ थी तभी तो बच्चा आया, और माँ एक स्त्री थी और महिला थी, तो उसकी वजह से हमारा जो एक है that Sangeeta ji, the question which you have raised is totally a very you can say it is visible, and we can see all those things, and definitely it is not answerable because of things are moving very slow. But consideringly, in case we see from 1951 to till date, we have raised ourselves to significantly empowering women in various factors, including the areas in villages also. So there are various Nari Shakti Vandanam, one-stop centers, Mahila Shakti Sangathan, various other things are going on. And that is how that women are able to know that, yeah, I am also a part of this community, and slowly they are picking it up. Our government is also having a lot of initiatives to have at least some reservations for women, so that they are considered into various, and definitely in every organizations there are women who wanting to organization wanting to have a female worker or female employee or female yes, and nowadays females are the head of the main PSUs also, I have seen, and they are really doing very well. And this representation of women in parliaments in various other fields is definitely increasing, although we are slow because of our as Sudesh ji has rightly said कि जो हमारा एक mindset है, that has to be improved, that has to be and definitely I feel personally that the responsibility of a woman as a mother comes a hindrance to take a break, because that responsibility she generally takes. One of my colleague, he is commander in Navy, and his wife is wing commander in Air Force. So Air Force and Navy cannot meet together in one place. So they stayed for around 18 years away. Incidentally, that woman's parent were with them. They were taking care of their children. That is how they are able to make it things. But later, at such a designated post, a wing commander, she decided to leave that because she was not able to cope up things. So those challenges are there. Challenges at villages are different. Challenges at upper level is different. Yes, we have to work on those factors. And I really appreciate the way this session has been taken. I've tried most of the time to attend and see these perceptions and of the speakers. It was very good. And this is what I wanting to share with you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Anandji. There's a very interesting question in the chat box. I don't know if you'll happen to just kind of look at it. It's from Sana. It says, is equality a game changer in today's world? what are the cons of equality? You want to
Sumit
go for it, Sangeeta ma'am, or you want Mithila ma'am to go for it, or half and half? Chaliye, you take the first half, Mithila ma'am. Let's hear you for the first half. You think equality is going to be the game changer? And I'll add, Anandji mentioned the top notchers of EIL is a lady. The top notch at IOCL is a lady. There's a lady on top at HPCL. So most of the biggest two PSUs, along with EIL, which is another Fortune 500 company, all three are head by women, and they are young, and they're it's a lot of hearsay that they're going to make it really big into cabinet within positions in a while. They're so aggressive and so good, and I personally know both of them, and they're amazing women.
Yes, definitely. Equality is a definitely change maker basically. And if you go in any of the field, okay, maybe aviation or any kind of field, so women are equally there, equally responsible for all the activities. Yeah. So it is going to be a change maker. Yes.
Madam, can I just intervene? The
Yes.
question is interesting because it talks of the cons of equality, not the pros. What?
No, that's the second part. Yes. So we'll
Yeah, that's the second part. Yeah.
we'll
So
wait to hear that
Sangeeta
from
ma'am will
Sangeeta ma'am.
address that.
Yes,
Yeah.
Sangeeta ma'am, what do you think are the cons of equality?
I would say the cons of equality is when a woman gets over empowered, the pros will become the cons.
Example.
You know, like right now,
Example.
we
Ma'am,
come
ma'am.
from like let me just voice out what I had in my mind. There was a time when the men were over empowered. They thought we are the best, and they were looking down upon the women. So the day the woman starts feeling that we are better than the men and start putting down the men, that is when the cons will begin. As long as equality stays equal, as long as the ratio stays 50-50, equally accepted by the men and women, that we are on par with each other. No one's up, no one's down. It shouldn't be a problem. But if that happens, then all your pros will become the cons.
Yes.
So I have a personal take on this. I always thought, this thing about defining a male versus a female or a female or the gender bias, I always thought it is upon individuals more than, a total perception. I'll tell you, and I see a lot of change. I see a time where we grew up in convents, and most of us in the 2000 eras were within the convents. You had male and female who were partitioned, and they were made to be different. And they were spelt different. So I went to a boys' school, and Sangeeta ma'am sitting here goes to a girls' school, and we used to call them convents, and that's the way most of the 2000 generations up to 2000 grew. I remember in trains we have a separate dabba in Western Railway, Central Railway for females, and the males are different. In Delhi, there was a time where the females are on the left side and the male were on the right side. But the metros have redefined it. The new schools are redefining it. They are calling everything together, so that differentiation, or that that the want or the feeling to know about the other side is reduced with time. It's a lot of things they gel together. Like the generation where my kids are there, they're together. I don't think they see a girl as a girl or a boy as a boy. They look at it as content. They look at it as being together. And that's the inclusion which has already happened. And knowingly or unknowingly, the metros do not have such partitions. They're together. So everything is kind of gelled up. And once things are gelled up, the way you perceive or your infatuations have changed with time. Things have changed. We're looking at a lot of difference in the society already, and with time I think it's not going to matter anymore. My personal take is females are amazing when it comes to work. They're more committed, is what my personal take is, and you need lesser follow-up with them, and somehow I believe they're very good with numbers and dates. That's their biological set. So they're very good with numbers and dates. They never fail you on dates, numbers, times, and they're too amazing in that perspective, and they have everything to offer. So my point of view is the moment you say it equality, the only thing that with I think is a con, then who does the cooking? Because the Indian male till today is not designed to contribute to that part. So if my wife is going to be exactly 50% like me, I still somehow that male within me sits and says, okay, Arya's going to do the cooking, and that I think has to change. But I do not see it very easily coming out, and I don't see it how I'm going to go to the kitchen and contribute to half the time. That I think is the con in Sana's perception, and I really wish that I could do that, but I don't. So that's one thing I feel, when the equality is going to be 50%, a lot of things are going to change in terms of the dynamics change.
Like,
So let me share my personal experience on this.
Okay, please go ahead, Sangeeta ma'am, and then we'll hear from Kataria sir. He also wants to add.
Yeah, like you said, the generation is changing. Times are changing. The newer generation is different. So I've just come back from a trip where I met a group of students in London. And trust me, all the men are cooking and the women are packing sandwiches.
Wow.
So yes, the world is changing, and these are all Indian boys. These are all Indian boys who have gone from here. Their mothers have taught them cooking, but all the girls who have gone with ready-to-eat packets.
So ma'am, मैं भी बताता हूँ, I'm a good cook. I can cook, but unfortunately we don't add to the domestic aid so far. मतलब, it's not that you can't, but you don't add. That's the plight.
So when the woman will put her foot down and say, look, I can't cook office and home, today you cook, you will do it.
No, but Sumit ji's case is different. I think we are not allowed, like many of us, including me, we are not allowed inside the kitchen. He'll make a mess of it, basically.
yeah, may not be a good cook also.
No. It's not about a good cook. That you will disturb my order in the kitchen, There is a particular, kind of fondness and that kind of infatuation with the existing order there, basically. You will go and spoil things for me. And Sangeeta ma'am, just to basically reinforce what you're saying, my son, he's from IIT Bombay, and when he married this girl from Bangalore, both traditional families, this side also and that side also, highly religious and this and that, and those typical, we never expected he'll now half the time she cooks, They have delineated days. ये दिन मैं करूंगी, वो दिन तुम करो. And he does it happily, and we are so happy with this arrangement,
That's what I said, right? Cons will come up only when one will try to overpower the other. As long as both are working parallel, the cons won't come up.
Very true. I had never imagined that this guy will basically become responsible 3 days a week for cooking and 3 days for cleaning up, because you don't have maid servants there, as you know. So, and absolutely, by God's grace, the arrangement is perfectly working, and we have crossed. Both. So this kind of equality in the new generation is very, very encouraging, and we love it actually. अब जो बहुत ज्यादा ट्रेडिशनल सेटअप्स है ना, वहाँ पे लोग नाक चढ़ाते हैं सब देख के. ये भी हो रहा है कि people are criticizing it. क्या जमाना आ गया है, क्या आ गया है, वो भी
सही है.
But then you absolutely ignore these people, because they are those typical dinosaurs who will become extinct but will not change. They would rather go extinct than change, And this is the history of dinosaurs. Instead of adapting, they prefer to perish. They prefer. Sir, Kataria sir, your turn, sir.
Yeah, I have a point of view which is a very broader way. I'm looking into pros and cons. When see the cons, now women are more educated, very well placed. Even if you see Delhi, when the CM contests were there, out of 10 women were selected. So they are more capable also. They are equal. Now the problem comes, now women once start working, they become a career conscious. Now the career conscious they become, then they have less time for the family. I'm afraid with this trend, our sustainability of the families and sustainability of the country's population, like the Western countries, it will go in doldrum. So I'm looking into bigger contest, not this small contest. So women equality is good, but problems are also very large, which how to tackle it. Like I was hearing that you stay in joint family, but how? You will not have family members to have joint family because they will not like to bear more than one child or two child. So how the population of a country, how the sustainability of the society will, if there is equality of male and woman, again you have a lot of cons of means unhealthy relationships and all those things starts. Yes, Sharma ji.
मैंने सर आपने cons में तो आपको you get 101 out of 100 for this point, basically, because on the con side, this is a con side. Yes, definitely. I mean, without any argument, this is a con side. If there is too much of equality and all, the dominance becomes so much. Well, I don't want to. वो तो है सर, वो कौन है? आई मीन अगर स्ट्रिक्टली आपने वो क्वेश्चन आंसर किया है तो दिस इज अ कौन, आई मीन वी एग्री टू दिस, बट देन उसके इथिक्स में तो हम नहीं जा सकते, बिकॉज आई थिंक वी आर नॉट डिस्कसिंग इथिक्स हियर, वी आर डिस्कसिंग इक्वालिटी। आई मीन ये तो अपने आप में एक डिस्कशन है कि दे on the one hand we say कि we have to control population, on the other hand we have to बेसिकली सस्टेन आवर सोसाइटी। तो कहाँ उसकी लाइन ड्रॉ करनी है वो तो पूरा अलग से ये टॉपिक ही है सर। बट कॉन्स तो फर्स्ट क्लास है ये, कि इसमें क्या हो रहा है कि we know that fertility rates are going down because of various reasons and things like that. So sustainability of the human species in India, उसकी आपको, I think you are worried about the Indian humanity, basically the human beings in India, the society in India. So maybe this would be out of syllabus for this discussion at this point of time. But as a cons, it is a fantastic con. In the negative side of things, too much of it, things can go haywire at times. Yes. सर वो क्या होना है क्योंकि वो मॉडरेशन एक वर्ड अंग्रेजों ने भी यूज किया है, मॉडरेशन। So even in equality, we have to have moderation, because then otherwise again there will be a prejudice to the other side. As so, वहाँ भी मॉडरेशन की जरूरत है ना, कि मतलब जैसे यंग
मॉडरेशन तो सर चाहिए, लेकिन इवन डॉक्टर कटारिया ने जो बोला about the population, that like you said, it's a separate issue because there are various factors which are contributing to why people are not wanting to. Career is not just the only one factor of not wanting to have many children.
वही मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि उसके तो अगर हम
There are many factors contributing to that.
yes, the reasons are multiple, like multiple. In fact, maybe because they can foresee that the coming times are going to be very, very, very challenging and very, very frustrating, basically. If you look at the scenarios, geopolitical scenarios, and this young generation is aware of it, basically. It's aware of it, कि क्या हो रहा है. And is there any reason to really basically create a life, the future of which is so bleak because of what is going on for the last 10 years or so, if you look at the whole scenario. I'm not talking of India and basically पूरी दुनिया में we are preparing for an Holocaust now. We are preparing for the next Holocaust, actually. If you look at the budgets, if you look at the equations being developed, and with this new man, Donald Trump, God only knows where we are heading. I mean, that second kind of, another kind of war is started, Third World War on trade and tariff. So this generation knows the future, like, things are not going to be easy the way they were so far. I mean, so कटारिया साहब ने जो, I mean, सर आपने बहुत एक वास्ट टॉपिक को टच कर दिया है। शायद अभी we are not really capable of contributing to it right now because of uh, the limitation of the focus of this forum. I think
We will have another session.
I think we should have on the sustainability. Yes, of the Indian race, of the
Yeah.
Indian race.
We can ask anybody has a specific question because we are about to pass the time.
So we'll take one more question, sir. We'll take one more question from anyone. You can raise your hand, unmute yourself, and just go ahead and ask any of the speakers. We'll just take one question. Meanwhile, Sushma's put up a request for your feedback. So just click on the link and put the feedback. So anyone with a single question? Is there anything in the chat box? No questions?
No, sir. No.
No questions. So if there are no questions, we can pass it to back.
Thank you all for such an interesting and interactive panel discussion. I hope you must have seen a link in the chat box, feedback link. Kindly go through it. So moving ahead to vote of thanks, as we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. I'd like to call upon Ms. Sana Khan to give vote of thanks. Ms. Sana Khan, she is a general manager in forensics. She has pursued her master's in forensic science. She is also a member at International Association of Arson Investigation. She is fact qualified in chemical sciences by Ministry of Home Affairs 2024. She is also set qualified for State of Maharashtra 2022. Her area of specialization is she has worked as scientific assistant professor in Institute of Forensic Science, Mumbai, Maharashtra in 2016. She has also worked as scientific assistant in Directorate of Forensic Science Services, Maharashtra in 2018. We welcome you, ma'am, and over to you.
Good evening to one and all. I feel privileged to be giving the concluding session for tonight for the event. The webinar on the women entrepreneurship driving the economic growth has been a powerful reminder of resilience, innovation, and leadership that the women bring to the global economy, embarking this year's theme to accelerate action. Firstly, I would like to have my deepest gratitude to the family of ICS, SGKF, and Sani Dhanam. Your vision and dedicated transformed this idea into a platform that empowers and educates. Thank you for championing a cause that bridges the entrepreneurship and financial literacy, the two critical pillars of women economic independence. To our distinguished speakers and panelists, your insights today were nothing short of inspirational. Whether discussing about access to capital, accounting strategies for startup, and breaking the barriers in the male-dominated industry, you have ignited the conversation that will be resonated far beyond. Your expertise in a beacon for aspiring women entrepreneurs navigating the complexities of business and more. A special thank you to all our attendees for your engagement and your shared stories for this dialogue. Under the guidance of Dr. Sundar Kataria as well as Sumit Kataria, I believe that we can create a community that believes in equity, education, and empowerment. Also like to acknowledge the technical support and the support team to who has worked tirelessly for the scenes as well as communicate in the lively moment even. Your seamless execution ensure that every voice should be heard and be amplified. Hereby concluding the session by taking a pledge to support the women entrepreneurship of balancing the work environment by showing your love to this webinar or supporting any of the activities in the domain of the same field by hashtag BossBaby, so that let's bring some action on the social trends so that we can create a difference. Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone for being a part of today's conclave, and thank you for your precious time. Lastly, I like to close the session.
Thank you.